Today on Suncoast View, it takes patience to fly out of Punta Gorda Airport thanks to its new popularity, the latest on airport security lines.
We are learning all about the ancient art of acupuncture with a demonstration from the East West College of Natural Medicine.
And make sagging wrinkles a thing of the past with a new option from our beauty expert. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show, and welcome back to Veronica Brandon Miller from Goodwill, Minnesota. Great to have you with us.
Thank you for having me, but not...
I know we should say formerly of
Goodwill, Minnesota.
That is true, because
moving
on to bigger and better things. Wow, we will miss you so much here, but you are leaving such a great legacy for Goodwill.
Oh, you are.
Oh, well, thank you. And that's why Goodwill is such an amazing organization. So I'm extremely thrilled to be moving to the Goodwill of Middle Georgia and the CSRA. Do you know what that stands for?
I don't.
Okay, neither did I
Good.
until I got up there. But
Good.
it's Central Savannah River Area. So,
Okay. Ooh, Savannah.
That's big.
That is
Macon's a long way from Savannah.
oh yeah, so I'll be taking care of I think it's 37 counties from Macon, Georgia
37 counties?
to Aiken, South Carolina.
Holy cow. So you'll be on the road a little bit, I would
You will
guess.
be driving. That's a long way.
Oh, yeah.
I graduated from college in Macon. I graduated from Mercer University, so I know that area. Well, I knew that area well a few years ago. A long time ago, actually.
And I know you've been having more going away parties than I had birthday parties last year. But you're leaving so many friends. So you had a party last night, I saw.
Oh yeah, that is hysterical because I love my selfies, only because I like to be in charge of the picture.
Right, control the
respect
content.
And they made a cartoon of me taking a picture with some of my closest friends, so I'm so excited.
Now, how many
that's
years were
wonderful.
you here?
11.
Okay.
Wow.
That
You
leaves a lot of
made a big
history.
impact for 11 years. You did.
Well, we have
Thank
some ins for you when you head to your new location.
Oh, good.
Some connections, maybe some contacts. Linda has left a legacy where you are headed. So all you'd have to do is say, you know, Miss Macon.
Okay, Miss Macon of 1959.
Oh, look at that.
And there she is.
1959.
1959.
See, we didn't
wow.
wear swimsuits back then. They did not come to our knees.
Guess you
I
did.
love it. Love it.
And well, Miss Macon just recently was Miss America, so good
Really?
things followed me. Yes.
Oh,
Yes. I
no,
made the
not
trip
that I'm
3
like
years
really.
ago.
That's not a really bad. Like really.
Here.
Well, that's fun. It's always nice to watch somebody go somewhere where someone else has been and
That
knows
is
the area.
so cool.
Common
It's
connections.
Great. I would say it's hot, but hey, you're going from Florida, so
Yeah.
you will not be bothered by that.
Hot is hot. All right, well, we're glad you're with us today. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to check in and see who is in the kitchen. Chef Sheila from Social Eatery and Bar is joining us. What are we making today?
Today we're going to be celebrating our new Global Fusion menu, and we'll be making prosciutto wrapped scallops with mango chutney glaze.
Ooh, that sounds wonderful.
I've never had that.
Tell us a little bit about kind of the rebrand of your menu with Global Fusion.
Well, Social Eatery and Bar was always an Italian-American inspired with meatballs and wood-fired pizzas. We've kept the basic bones of that, but we're also adding a globally inspired menu to kind of expand our horizons a bit. After 21 years of traveling the world, I've just recently moved back to Florida, where I was raised. And so I bring with me, the celebrity of bringing different cuisines back with us and the experiences of, and trying to celebrate that.
Wow, that sounds great. And one of the true great outdoor spaces in town as well. We all love your
Definitely.
patio.
Yes.
So, well, good and welcome. It's great to have that influence back here.
I like to take people to Social because, number one, it's so close to the theaters and the Opera House and everything, and right next to Florida Studio Theater. But when you bring people in, it looks very nice on the outside, but it looks kind of small, and then you go inside and it's like there are layers of you can be inside, you can be kind of partially outside, and then that amazing patio in the back is like reminds me of California.
Yes, I do. I'm
It's
addicted
a little
to the
hidden
patio.
gem, I feel like.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
super relaxing.
All right, good. Well, we look forward to seeing more about that. It is time for our first hot topic, and the Punta Gorda Airport has a bit of a surprising problem. Big wait times at security. March was the busiest month in the history of the Punta Gorda Airport with over 94,000 departing passengers. So some of the ways they're talking about improving things would be rewarding passengers who arrive early, requesting earlier departures, and asking for an additional security checkpoint through TSA. A new study says nationwide 1 in 7 travelers has missed a flight due to long security lines this year. I was surprised about this because to me, when I fly out of a regional airport, I expect to waltz right in there. So imagine the surprise when you show up 15 minutes before boarding and end up having to wait forever.
Oh, that would really be a shock.
Yes, it would, but apparently it's a big problem.
And especially, I mean, lines, security lines, I feel like are confusing. They're confusing for me only because different airports and different areas seem to have different rules. And nothing against the TSA workers, because I know they work hard, but they expect that you will know the rules for their specific airport.
It is
like
different.
I've gone to take off my belt and shoes sometimes and been yelled at, you don't have to take off your shoes here, or like, get that laptop out of the thing, or get your iPad out. And I was like, I don't know
Right.
what
Do you
to
have any food? I'm like, who's asked to see my food before?
I
You
know.
Yeah,
I
no,
try
there's
to
a lot
follow
of
the
rules.
rules. I hate getting in trouble for that, but I don't know quite what they are. So I wonder if that slows people up.
Well, I think they didn't expect that many people in Punta Gorda.
I'm sure.
So I
I'm
think they
sure.
probably need to double what they put down there for security workers, because they didn't think there were going to be how many people?
Right. Now, Linda, do you fly pre-check? Have you gone through that procedure to...
No, but I want to. I've got to do that.
Okay, I'll tell you how you should do that in a minute. I'm going to check with Veronica. I'm assuming you're pre-check because you fly a lot.
Yeah, that and Clear.
Clear as well. Yeah, Clear is coming to Tampa. I have not heard about it going to the smaller markets. So I personally believe that pre-check has saved my flight life at least 10 times this year.
Really?
Because, again, you have to be an American citizen to qualify. So right off the bat, that knocks out a big bunch of people that you know you won't be standing in line with anymore. So that helps. But also, you can do it, I believe it's July 23rd through the 27th at Sarasota.
Oh, really?
They're coming. And I did it the last time they were here. And it's
I
a
missed it.
3-minute procedure. You stop taking your shoes off. You stop taking your laptop off.
I won't get yelled at. This is great.
You won't get yelled at as much.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So
I don't
it's,
have to take my shoes off anymore.
oh, I see.
It's not because I'm
part
not
of her
a risk.
birthday.
It's because of my birthday, yes.
Oh.
After 75, you don't have to take your shoes off.
Oh,
Hey.
wow.
But even at a smaller regional airport like Punta Gorda, it pays to have pre-check. That's the one thing I'm
Oh.
taking away from this.
I know
So
you
it's
did this
coming in
before,
July.
and I did. You went and got pre-checked.
I did it right at SRQ.
Yes.
They have a mobile RV that pulls up. You give them the documents, the ID, and they mail it to you within a couple of
I
weeks.
didn't
it's
do
the
it
easiest thing.
because I thought, well, I'm not flying anytime soon, and that's so stupid because I'm gonna fly. I know I'm gonna
Anytime.
fly at some point this year. and I
Anytime.
need
It is
to.
the best $80 you'll spend because
Yes.
I would have missed enough flights by now that has been made.
But
That is so good to know.
Anyone who travels with you, though, commonly should also go too, right? Otherwise,
Anyone who travels with me just doesn't like me. I mean, that's just a well-known problem in our family that I cut things a little close. So.
Yeah. And actually, if you have I think it's a gold or higher American Express, they pay for it.
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh, I'm in.
Oh, wow.
Joey needs to
Linda,
leave.
let's
He's
go.
got
Field
things to do. July 23rd, I'll remind you. All right, well, high-profile surprise suicides have people really kind of looking for more clues about a person's mental being. New research shows that the way people speak is different in people who are depressed. People who are depressed tend to use the pronoun I more, indicating a focus on themselves. Absolute words like must, completely, should, or always are also used, which shows an overly black or white outlook of life. It is hoped that things like text analysis and blogs and social media posts will be able to help identify depressed symptoms sooner. I thought this was really interesting because we've been hearing so much over the last few months about I had no idea so-and-so was depressed or dealing with such a thing, so that if we can pick that up in social media posts, in things, and then have the algorithms to do it.
Yeah, and watch your own words, because if somebody said to me, oh, I'm feeling terrible, I'd say, oh, shake it off.
Oh, right.
Man up,
Right.
get tough. And that probably doesn't help very much. It probably makes them more depressed. So you have to watch your own words in responding to
This
these
also
things.
makes me realize a lot of us are so guilty of, vague booking, where we complain, well, I guess some people just don't know how to treat people these days, or something that is general. And unless, I've been trying to do this for myself, unless I'm really experiencing something that I need to reach out and let the world know I'm going through something tough, I'm trying not to do that on social media anymore, because it doesn't help, and it also might make it look like I'm as troubled as some people that really need help. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
all of a sudden I'm muddying up the waters a little bit, whereas if someone's really reaching out for help on social media, we should do something.
Right.
As
I've
opposed
seen
to, this
that
is my worst
happen.
day ever,
Yeah.
I hate my life. Unless we got to be careful because our words have meaning.
Suddenly we'll all be at your house to find out that you're okay.
Or not at the house of someone else who needs help.
Yeah, it's just important to listen, I think, to what people say and make sure that we're, getting it across correctly.
And show that you care.
Yeah.
that you
But don't
really
be
do care about them.
oversensitive, because then people read into it and then, well, I didn't mean that.
Yeah.
So it's just a tough situation.
No, I agree. All right, well, do you use an excessive amount of exclamation points, especially when we're trying to get things across? In texts, in emails, I know everyone's laughing because everybody is doing this. The exclamation point used to be for an isolated, really excited event when you're showing enthusiasm. But doesn't it seem like one is no longer enough? Does genuine excitement need 2, if not 3 exclamation points? So as communication continues to get more informal, how are we ever going to know if someone is truly excited?
Well, but there's so many levels of excitement. It's like, nice day, exclamation point. The best day ever. And this is the best day of my life. Now, those have different explanations.
You know, in journalism school, they taught you that you get 1 exclamation point headline in your career, and then it's over. Obviously,
funny.
we are not teaching that anymore.
Are you going to put up one of my texts?
Yeah, are you looking guilty?
Because
Are you looking guilty?
I could do like 20 of them. That's why he's laughing. I'm like, are they talking about me?
Well, because if you say in an email or a text, if you say thank you, period, it sounds like you're upset. Thank you.
Yeah.
So you
Right.
almost have to put them now. Like you said, they are assumed.
Well,
Right.
let's assume there are this many explanation points in the world. Some of us just need more than others.
We've used yours. There's none left for everybody.
I'm afraid we're going to run out from what I see, And if exclamation points don't get the point across, then all caps shows up next.
yes.
In which case, I feel like you're yelling at me, either positively or negatively.
My mother does that. Stop shouting at me. Yes.
It is all very different these days. Well, as companies compete for good employees, some are realizing that helping employees with things like work-life balance may bring more competitive edge. Social workers are becoming present now in the corporate culture to help employees and employers keep the workplace a friendlier and healthier place. It shows how human resources is evolving and how making money is no longer the only measure of a company's success.
I have missed all this somehow.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure it transfers to the newsroom.
Well, I've got grandsons that just graduated from college, and in their jobs, one is an architect and one is a nurse. And they're not running into the corporations that want to make life better for their employees.
No.
They're running into corporations that want to make more money. So
Right.
I don't see that in today's society.
I think there's a lot of talk.
Yes,
And I don't want to be
yeah.
negative, but I mean, I think it's a good story to tell. We're trying to help with work-life balance. We're trying to combat any type of harassment in the wake of Me Too. But are you really spending money and hiring people to police it? That's a tough line on the budget.
Yeah, but I think what's happening is they're seeing productivity start to drop, and they're seeing that they're losing good employees, or they're going to start to lose money. And I think that they're starting to realize that the way that the culture of your company is what will keep your employees and then keep the money. So as soon as it starts to hit them in the wallet, I think we will see more of this.
Because that is what it's all about. Companies are organized to make money. They're not charities. They're organized like Goodwill. They're organized to make money.
Yeah.
So we have to show how, if we're better equipped, if we're better related to our other employees, that you will make more money.
And I
No,
wonder
it's
if your kids will be encouraged to go into social work. If they start putting more and more social workers into companies, they pushed physical therapy when I was in college. That was the growing industry. Everyone go into it. I wonder if they'll start to recognize
It's back
mental
again,
health.
though, because of the aging baby boomers. Physical therapy and occupational therapy are huge fields where there's big needs right now.
But
so.
there are huge too many people that have those jobs. Too many people that are prepared for those jobs that can't get them
they
now.
can't get 'em. Yeah, no, it's definitely all
I
a
was going to be a
balance.
social worker when I got out of college, but on my way to the job interview, I ran into the man who was with my car, who was going to interview me. So that was the end of my career as a social worker.
Talk about a sign, right? You're on your way to a job and you hit your future
Crash.
boss. Guess I'm not supposed to be doing that.
Tell us about a time that was challenging in the interview. And you're like, well, about 10 minutes ago when I hit you with the car.
All right, well, McDonald's breakfast is stepping up their game once again. You'll remember that they've gone to breakfast 24 hours a day, which is quite popular at my household. Now they're revolutionizing the muffin, meaning you want a muffin top. They're going to leave off the muffin bottoms and sell just the top. Now, McDonald's is not the first company to try this, but it all comes out of a Seinfeld episode because they discussed in length who likes the bottom of a muffin. So the fast food giant is making it reality. You know, part of me loves this because I do love the top of a muffin. It's got the crusty, sugary part. We pick it all off. And if you're trying to cut calories, if I can only just buy the good part, wouldn't that work?
Sure, because then you feel bad leaving the bottom, you know, because then
throw it out.
Exactly.
I don't want to like muffins. I don't want to like.
Well, then there's that.
Yes. Things with calories I love.
All right, we're going to check out our happy hour forecast. When we come back, a lesson in the art of acupuncture.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your first alert weather update for this happy hour. More storms are in the forecast as a little weak area of low pressure moves in on Friday and sticks around through the weekend. Right now it's 90 with a heat index 99. That's been fairly typical throughout this week, and winds out of the west-northwest. That westerly component is still with us. Most of the storms are inland, but there are a few showers and storms off into the Gulf that are working their way toward the coast. You can see this quite clearly. The storms moving off to the southeast, and the showers have been sporadic west of I-75, but pretty heavy as you look further north near Punta Gorda, near Northport, and lightning. It's been rather active with those cells east of I-75. Not much going on near the coast. Parrish, you're getting some rainfall right now. And we take a look southward. You can see that rain approaching Punta Gorda, some pretty heavy weather there. And then more storms offshore. Not many, but there are a few out there. It looks as though our rain chances will be increasing significantly on Friday and sticking around through the weekend. More on all that coming up at 5. See you then.
Acupuncture is a key component of Chinese medicine, but did you know it's also a treatment option right here on the Suncoast? It's at the East-West College of Natural Medicine, and faculty member Dr. Stephen Wrench and campus president Russ Badiata are here to tell us more about it. Welcome, thanks for being here.
Great to be here.
Help us understand, for people that don't know a whole lot about acupuncture, help us understand what is the treatment? What is acupuncture?
Well, it's the oldest form of medicine on the planet Earth, and how it came about was pretty much trial and error. You know, when we hurt, we touch. We pay attention to a specific area in the body. And we believe over time it evolved from touching for manual stimulation of tender points on the body to the use of very fine hair-like needles into specific points that trigger these points, much like keys on a computer keyboard.
Oh, so each point of the body corresponds to a different other part of the body or function.
Just like you have light, you have the light here and the switch over there. That's what acupuncture points are like.
That's a great visual analogy. I know, all right, you mentioned needles, and whenever we talk about acupuncture, I know a lot of people get nervous. Is it painful? That's what they always ask.
Properly done, it is not. and at the very most, I would say a mosquito bite.
Okay. Well, I have actually had this done, and I did volunteer. I didn't volunteer with the lady. I did volunteer to be a guinea pig today. So tell me what you're going to do, what part you're going to do, and what the function is. Talk us through.
Well, you have acupuncture channels or little passageways through the body through which healing energy flows. You know, we all have an energy. We call it qi. It's another name for just chemical changes or metabolic processes in the body. So this is a commonly used point right here. It's called large intestine 4. It's one of 20 points on the large intestine channel.
Large intestine 4 is
It's
to the left of his thumb?
Yes, and it
Really?
runs from the index finger all the way up to the opposite nostril here. And there are 12 of these channels. Think of them as little energy superhighways that traverse the body. So these little hair-like needles are what we use to stimulate the acupuncture point, or this trigger mechanism lies just beneath the skin.
So it's not the needle. People always think it's like a knitting needle size or
no.
something. I think that when people are scared, they visualize the wrong
Well, we give it a little
size
tap
needle.
and we just push it in about half its length. It's a 1-inch needle. The upper portion here is the handle part that I grip.
Now
Does it hurt?
No, I didn't even feel it go in.
And what is this doing for that channel for large intestine 4?
Well, this particular point has several functions. There's over 400 points on the body found on these 12 channels. And so they all have a variety of applications. This particular one can be used for headache, for helping us when we have a cold. It can promote or adjust sweating in the body. Ooh. It also can be used for pain anywhere in the body. And it's also the command point for the head, hence the headache.
So you mentioned a lot of other things besides just pain, because we do talk a lot about, you hear a lot about treating headaches with acupuncture. What other things can be treated?
With acupuncture?
Yes.
The better question might be what cannot be treated. And we treat everything from cancer all the way down to a simple
So if
headache.
you're having a chronic issue of any sort, acupuncture perhaps is something that should be considered.
Absolutely, and it has been for over 5,000 years.
So this is like the electrical system going through our body.
That's a pretty good analogy. Just like in the studio, we have wiring all through the ceiling and through the walls. Our body's wired very much the same way. All we do is we just gently coerce the body's healing energy to do what it already knows how to do, but it forgets sometimes, and that's to repair itself.
And it can also be used, you say, for preventative treatment. What does that involve?
Well, if we think of Western medicine in a different light, you know, it's the best ER medicine on the planet, but this is the oldest, and so this is the only medicine that has the term tonify, to actually make stronger, to boost the immune system, to rebalance the body. So the 4 pillars of wellness are proper rest, exercise, diet, and preventative medicine.
Now, Russ, East West College has a whole realm of natural medicine programs. Tell us what people can go do to utilize the services.
Well, there's several things they can do. If you wanted to be a patient, it's just a simple phone call or visiting our campus to make an appointment. And you can
for
be
what
treated.
types of treatments?
You can have, in addition to acupuncture, you can have cupping. We do cupping every day where we help stimulate the body in certain sections. We also do Chinese medical massage, which is tuina, which is sort of like a manipulation massage. It's a little bit more than a regular massage, and it's really helpful to our patients, especially before an acupuncture treatment. We have a pharmacy, an herbal pharmacy, where we practice Chinese herbology. And it's all part of the scope of natural medicine, where patients can come in. We have a lot of patients who are tired of taking their medicines. They're tired of taking those opioids. And so we transition them into an herbal protocol where, together with acupuncture, massage, and as Dr. Wrench said, proper rest, proper nutrition, and proper exercise, they can have the whole scope of holistic healing. So all of these things, not only are we able to treat the patients with it, but we're able to educate people on how to live naturally and how to make that a part of their healthcare every day. And in addition to that, we have a college. And so our students take our program, they finish with a master's in Oriental Medicine, which takes about a little bit over 3 years, but they're able to enroll. They're right here in Sarasota, and we're in a great town. And this town is ready to take over with natural medicine.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's great information. I'm excited to learn more about natural medicine. You can learn more as well. You can go to the East West College website. That is ewcollege.edu. All right, coming up next, a book about Florida is making waves all over the nation.
Many websites selling medication may look professional and legitimate, but the vast majority of sites selling prescription drugs are doing so illegally. Criminals use websites to sell counterfeit medications that may contain life-threatening toxins. Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
A promise was made.
A promise that hit the beaches of Normandy. A vow that captured Iwo Jima. A contract that weathered Tet. A pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq. An IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
We love to talk about things that are out in the world that trace right back to our roots. There is a book right now that is getting all sorts of talk. It is called Florida, and it is by Lauren Groff. I have seen this in windows in bookstores in several different cities across the country.
Really?
And I was kind of like, wow, why is Florida making such a thing? So Lauren Groff is actually a New York Times bestselling author. She wrote Fates and Furies, which made a lot of waves a few years ago. But what she does is she's, the beginning of the book totally threw me when I read the excerpt. She's saying when you think of Florida, you think of Disney and Miami and the beaches. She's looking at the dark side. She's talking about, so it is fiction. There's a selection of short stories where they have to get through the other side of Florida. The snakes, the oppressive heat, the poverty-stricken areas. And it's kind of the theory that Florida has been this romanticized place for so many people for so long. You know, I'm going to retire and move to Florida and everything will be magical. And her point is everybody's Florida is not magical. And she's actually coming at it from a little bit of a personal place. She was a northerner, you know, similar to me, grew up in the Midwest and sort of forced to move down here for life reasons a decade ago. And she's like, I don't think it's wonderful. I think it's hot. I think it's swampy. And she's created all these characters that must battle what could be considered the negative parts of Florida. Very interesting, and what I think is more interesting is it's all over the country because everybody relates to Florida in some way, either the promised land or
their grandmother lives here.
Exactly, there's always a tie to us, and you really realize that. I've traveled a lot in the last couple of weeks. This book is showing up everywhere. Airports, bookstore windows.
You know, I've lived in 12 different places, states, cities, not countries, but I find that the place is always the same. It's what you're thinking, what you're doing that makes it different. So I don't think you can blame Florida. We may have a few more alligators than most people.
Absolutely.
But everybody else has hot weather. Everybody else has all those things.
Well, we tend to be a punchline sometimes too. You know, like with Twitter, there's the Florida man. Whenever something really crazy happens, it's a Florida man. Or, you know, when we traveled on our honeymoon a few years ago, we said we're from Florida, and they said, oh, Zika. You know, so the things that people know Florida
Which is better than Disney, I guess, but I don't know.
So I'm interested to hear how this book will kind of shape other states' perception of us.
I'm going to read it.
I am too. I got to read you a couple of quick lines. She says, my Florida is different. My Florida is full of pestilence and dread. It is the state of Disney. It is the state that's dangling off the side of America like an appendage. And I thought, oh, wow, girl, you got some negativism going here.
Yes,
So,
she does.
but it is fiction. So she waves what she says is her personal thoughts into some characters.
I bet she went through a divorce or something like that while she was here.
She followed an
Something bad
ex-husband down
happened to
here.
her
I'm familiar with that. You're just a little negative. All right, this is Lauren Groff's book, Florida. It is a big talker right now. You will see it out there. Give it a read. And let us know what you think. If you do, I think we'll be talking about it some more. Coming up next, we're going to take a step back in time with the Manatee Village Historical Park.
Choral Artists of Sarasota presents Patriotic Spectacular July 4th, 4:30 p.m. at First Church, Sarasota. Choral Artists of Sarasota's annual Independence Day celebration features traditional patriotic favorites, plus a choral salute to the 100th anniversary of Leonard Bernstein and a tribute to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. narrated by Nate Jacobs. Come for the concert and stay for the fireworks over Sarasota Bay. Tickets at choralartistsarasota.org or by calling 941-387-4900.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
The ABC7 First Alert weather app just got even better. It's easy to use once you download it. First, tell the app to follow you, so you get alerts pinpointed to exactly where you are. Then customize your settings with all the places you go, from the beach to grandmother's house. Get accurate alerts for everyone you care about. You can even pick which weather alerts and categories you want and what they sound like. More ways to customize and more ways to keep your family safe. Download the ABC7 First Alert weather app today.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check back in with Chef Sheila from Social Eatery and Bar. And Sheila, I know brunch is a big part of Social. You're well known for your Sunday brunch. Tell us a little bit about what's on the menu there.
Well, we feel nothing embodies like being social and getting together than meeting for Sunday brunch, and so we wanted to do a really good take on that. So we have like your ever-present chicken and waffles, but our version, you know, features a white wine cream gravy and our chipotle syrup. We have a bibimbap, which is a Korean rice bowl, which ties into our global fusion aspect, which is topped with fried eggs. And, you know, frittatas and steak and eggs. We have bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys. So it's like a great way to end your weekend or start your Sunday.
Yeah, sounds like a good Sunday. All right, we'll join you in the kitchen to put together some scallops in just a minute. Linda?
Well, a visit to Manatee Historical Park takes you back to pioneer days here on the Suncoast. You step into homes and schools and churches and stores that stood in Manatee Village more than 100 years ago. And you see how folks lived back then. And admission is free. Tuesdays during July features hands-on history hour. And joining us are Catherine Rowling, the special events coordinator at Manatee Historical Village, and Melissa Porter, the education and volunteer coordinator. Welcome, guys. I usually come visit you. It's great to have you come visit us today. Tell us what Manatee Village is for people that haven't been there.
It's a collection of historical buildings and museum exhibits. So in the Wiggins General Store, we have exhibits on Manatee County's cattle industry and ranching. We talk a lot about cow hunters, which were also called crackers. They were known as crackers for the sound of their whip as they rounded up cattle. That's a huge part of Manatee County's history. We also have an exhibit right now. It'll be up until January 2019 on women's history in Florida with spotlights on Manatee County, and it looks at 1840 to 1918, so really getting into the progressive era and women's voting rights. And then we also have buildings like a courthouse, a schoolhouse, an 1887 church.
And activities coming up on Tuesdays in July. Tell us about those.
Yes, so we are going to have 5 themed Tuesdays where we will spend time talking about different aspects of pioneer history. Our first themed day will be pioneer food. Those will take place in Tuesdays in July. And our second theme will be a Civil War Day. Our third theme will be a Cow Hunter Day, as Catherine mentioned, a big part of Manatee County's history. Our fourth theme will be on Pioneer Toys and Games, and then we will also have a blacksmithing day. So it's really aimed at families, children 6 and up, but siblings are welcome to attend. We just ask that people register ahead of time.
And you have to bring a parent and an adult along with you.
Absolutely. It's really meant for families to do this together.
Now, you brought some of the things. Tell us about those down there. What are we looking at?
So down on this end, down on the floor, we have a butter churn. We also have up on the table a Civil War era cartridge box. This is something that the Civil War soldiers would have carried around with them. We have
That's pretty. That box is pretty
Yes.
intense. So what
Like
would have gone in
The
there?
beginning of the woman's
Yes.
purse of today, I bet.
So you put your ammunition in there?
Yes, your
I
ammunition.
didn't know you
and things
needed a
that go in.
merce for your ammunition.
I know. I could put a cell phone or two in there.
Exactly.
What is that?
This is called a mucket.
Oh, a mucket?
A mug and bucket combo.
I love it.
They were clever, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's funny.
And then we have an actual Civil War cannonball. It's quite heavy.
That's a little ambitious there.
Knock it on the table. It's like salt. Oh, yeah. Well,
That is a real cannonball.
That'd do some damage.
Oh, I guess throwing it at somebody wouldn't really work, though.
No, we don't encourage that.
This is the computer of yesterday?
Yes, you could say that is a Victorian iPad. We have a quill and ink as well as an ink blotter. Children and families will be able to use our quill and ink sets on our Civil War Day, just like the soldiers would have written letters to home and from home to them. So that's what we have here. In a few minutes, we're going to have you all use your Pioneer power to churn some butter.
Well, let's try that now.
Okay.
Tell us what. We saw the churn. This is without the churn.
Right, this is without the churn.
Okay, what are we doing?
So what you all have in these cups is heavy whipping cream. You can get it at any grocery store. You put just about a ½ an inch of whipping cream in a little plastic cup like this, and then you just shake.
And that's the only ingredient in butter, is heavy whipping cream? I actually didn't know that.
Well, my mother used to churn butter, so she would put the milk straight from the cow in the churn, and out would come butter an hour or so later. I don't know if I'm getting the same effect.
I think mine.
So
we all have our own style. Look at this.
Yes. So some of these we did pre-churn for you because it takes a little while. So a few of you have whipped
let's see what
cream
we got.
or you have whipped butter.
Oh, you did it.
Look at you. Oh, I can't wait to
She gets
see.
stuff done.
So
I'm so scared that Veronica did better than me.
Mine's not so much. Mine's a little more.
How'd I do? How'd I do?
You're still at whipped cream. So the final product actually looks like this.
Look at that.
Wait, it goes all the way into a ball?
Let's see.
It goes into a little
Oh, I got a long
Here,
way to
Let me
go.
hold that up a little bit so
look
you
at
can
that.
see. Can you see that?
Oh, you are very talented.
So when we buy unsalted butter in the store, that is literally all it is.
Yes.
Interesting.
Wonderful. If you're willing to shake long enough.
I guess so.
Oh, well,
So we do have, if anyone wants to do a taste test, you're welcome to it.
well, what about these? These are toys?
These are some of our old-fashioned toys that the families will have an opportunity to play with. We have a Jacob's ladder here.
Can I touch it?
Absolutely.
Oh.
These are all
I
replica
remember those.
items.
Do you have a muffin
Oh,
for our
look
side
at
of the
that.
table? Here you go. Would you like to
Absolutely.
split a muffin?
Yeah.
And if you'd like any of the butter, you're welcome to.
Well, my butter's done.
This is a
I
little
remember
fish
these.
toss game. There's your ball
Oh, you're
and
supposed
cup.
to ring the fish.
So if you hold it from the other end, it's a little easier.
This end?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and
And
then
then
go.
you have to swing.
Oh.
You have to swing the fish.
This
and
was
try to
easier
catch
at
Oh,
it.
this would keep my kids busy for hours. Because that's not easy.
Oh, it is not. So the idea of a lot of Pioneer games is to
dangerous.
teach hand-eye coordination.
Yes.
Which apparently I'm lacking. Can I go back to video games?
It's very different from a lot of the games we play today, where the object is to be fast, sudden, strong, quick. A lot of their games involved being graceful or purposeful in your movements. It was about body control. It really was.
And the wardrobes were very attractive.
Oh, yes.
I'll bet those ladies got really hot back then.
They did, but they were doing a lot of work outdoors, so this really would have protected their skin as well from the Florida heat. As we
But how would you
mentioned
even ever
earlier.
cool off? It's like you're wearing long sleeves and long skirts. It's 90 degrees, and then you don't have air conditioning to go into.
Butter.
Butter makes
Nice
it all
pat of
better.
butter.
You've got to find out how to do these things. They are so much fun, and it's a great way for the kids to learn about Florida history. The classes are free, but you do need to register. For more information and to sign up, go to their website, manateevillage.org. Next, our beauty expert brings a new option to tackling sagging wrinkles.
Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert Weather app now.
Florida Studio Theater presents Always Patsy Cline, extended due to popular demand. A tuneful tribute, the story of Patsy's rise to stardom is told by her biggest fan. Featuring such hit songs as Walkin' After Midnight, I Fall to Pieces, Crazy, and many more you know and love. Critics are calling Always Patsy Cline a genuine hit. Audiences are calling it outstanding. Always Patsy Cline is now playing. Tickets can be purchased at 941-366-9000 or floridastudiotheater.org.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. Sarasota County Sheriff and School District have finally agreed on a school security plan. We'll break down the details and tell you what to expect for the upcoming school year. Plus, how Sarasota Memorial Hospital could solve Venice's lack of a hurricane shelter. Let's get a check on our weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Thanks, Scott. Scattered showers now moving into areas west of I-75, and that means patterns changing a bit as a result of a trough of low pressure. The trough here a little earlier than anticipated, but you can see that rainfall now basically moving to the south-southeast, and we do have some moderate to heavy rainfall occurring in downtown Sarasota, heading toward, again, Bee Ridge and I-75, getting rain there. One lightning strike just within the last 5 minutes near Bayshore Gardens. Expect more, too, it looks like, through this evening. Details at 5.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC 7 shows on your streaming device.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Sagging facial skin is one of the major contributors to looking older and more tired. Well, luckily, we have a way to fight that with our beauty expert, Mickey Williams. She's here to tell us how to make it better with a very unique procedure called Silhouette Insta-Lift. All right, I like anything that has lift on the end of it.
And if I come out looking like you, I'm for it.
Exactly.
Well,
We're
actually,
in.
I have had the procedure.
Have you?
And I had it about a year ago, and it was unbelievable. And I thought, no, we've talked about it before. And it's incredible. Imagine if you could take wherever like kind of fat pads, or if you had, you know, a little bit of sagging skin, you know, those kind of like etch marks that you get on the side of your face from smiling in the sun so much.
Yeah, like these here. Yes, I know.
Imagine if you could take all of that and just put something in your skin that would lift it and pull it back and take that tissue, that subdermal tissue underneath, and put it, like if you have a little gouge here, put it where you want it rather than where you don't want it to hang.
So like when we stand in the mirror and push our fingers back? All right, so this is an example of what's actually happening in your skin. Explain this.
So basically what happens is they have these great little sutures there. Now they're bidirectional. It's made out of PLGA, and that's the same, see those little cone things there? So what that does is that goes into like it's minimally invasive, and it goes underneath the skin, the top layer, and it goes into that tissue. And what it does is it actually pulls it from where you know, when you have those little
like I have
saggies,
right here.
it works in the midsection of your face to pull it. Now, when I had it done, I had these little gougy kind of things right here, and I probably could have lost some weight, but you know, I was just like, whatever. But you could actually see he took that and he put it into my cheek. Now, what's beautiful about this procedure is that it's actually made of the same material that sutures are made out of. Okay, this PLGA, right? Okay. And they dissolve.
Oh.
They dissolve, so you don't have to have them taken out or anything like that.
Do they fall back down then?
Right,
that's what I'm thinking.
That's the beautiful thing, because while it's in there, it actually creates something called fibroblasts. that create collagen, and the good collagen. So think about all the people who get, that's me right there, getting it done by Dr. Few. And you see, now I'm going to tell you right here, local anesthetic, you don't have to get knocked out, minimally invasive. I'm sitting there laying, I didn't even know he was doing it, what he was doing, but he's using the sutures to take that little gel and pull it up.
So he's pulling your skin without cutting.
He's pulling the subdermal tissue. So if you have that little pocket, he just pulls it right into your cheekbone or wherever you want. Now, you know, a lot of people spend tons of money on fillers, or they go get a traditional facelift. This is actually the next generation, because what we're seeing is that you can take the fat where you have it and you can put it where you want it. And you can do it by something as simple as this minimally invasive treatment, Silhouette Instalift, and putting it into those spots. So think about it, all of that smoothed out, I got a more strong jawline. It was genius, and it dissolved, and what's beautiful about it is it's promoting my own collagen.
And it
so
didn't hurt.
it's, you saw me. I actually went out for drinks with the doctor right after.
Well, and we saw you after, and we didn't see, I mean, we saw the results, but we didn't see any marks or anything.
It's unbelievable. I really was kind of like, oh my goodness, now I only had, you basically can have them right, they put them right into here and they pull them back, and those subdirectional cones, what that does is it holds it into place, okay? So when it naturally basically dissolves, you're really just going to see that the fullness is still there because you've created that collagen. These are before and afters, and I find these unbelievable. Do you see the midsection of this woman's face?
Oh, yes.
So she's produced her own collagen to fill that back up, but she's also taken away all of that sagging, hanging that's right there. And I love these pictures because this is 1 day after.
Wow. Really?
Okay. Look at this. This is 3 weeks. Do you see what's happening here? So we love our collagen, right? And this is actually helping us produce that, but also helping us put those kind of saggy spots where we want them.
Oh, yeah, and it's
this
taking
is
the
actually one
lines
of my
away.
favorites. This is 6 months later. So you could really see that she's getting a complete smoothness back to her skin, but she's also kind of, by putting them in that midsection of the face, they were able to sharpen up her jawline and also put it in other areas. I find this incredible because I think that that's one of the things that we see when we get older is that everything just starts to hang with gravity, right?
Everything goes down.
It does, and so it's kind of great if you have something that we're already using in medical technology. We're using sutures, and we put them in there, and they found a way to kind of lift it where you don't want it and put it where you do.
And minimally invasive for those who aren't interested in a full facelift.
And one of the top doctors behind all of the research is actually based in Sarasota. It's Dr. Susan Winkle. So it's unbelievable. It's incredible, and you're going to see more and more of it. And I'm obsessed with it.
Great to know it's here. All right, thank you, Mickey. To find out more information and get details about physicians in the area, you can visit instalift.com. Coming up next, the Suncoast July 4th celebration you won't want to miss.
When ABC7 declares a first alert weather day, it means we can expect major changes to weather conditions here along the Suncoast.
It means there could be severe, potentially dangerous weather ahead.
We tell you when a first alert weather day is coming because we want you to be prepared.
A first alert weather day is an advance warning. We'll let you know about any changes in the weather when the first signs appear.
ABC7 First Alert Weather, we're here for you.
Once you get atrial fibrillation, you need to have a very close relationship with your primary doctor. Prevention is the whole ball game here, because once you have a stroke, you can't undo it. A year without stroke is a year that you can enjoy doing the things that you've worked all your life to finally get to do. You took care of yourself. You did what is necessary for you to be around one more year. And then next year, we'll celebrate one more year without a stroke.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. So wet.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Hurricane season is here, and so is the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC 7. This essential resource arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit, shelter locations, what to do with pets, and important phone numbers. Visit mysuncoast.com and download the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC 7. Brought to you by Batteries Plus, the Florida Lottery, and Sarasota Glass and Mirror.
All right, if you missed yesterday's show, we were outnumbered by performing artists and I would say singing talent. We had 14 singers in the studio yesterday getting a beautiful musical preview of a concert coming up on July 4th. This is the Patriotic Concert, July 4th at 4:30 p.m. at the First United Methodist Church in Sarasota. Great performers, a great concert. You don't want to miss it. For more information, you can go to their website, coralartistsarasota.org. And of course, if you missed that performance, you'll want to catch it by going to suncoastview.com. You can catch us in the kitchen. We're heading in to join Social Eatery and Bar.
Watch Suncoast View, weekdays at 9 a.m., starting Monday, July 2nd.
According to a new survey by U.S. News & World Report, 3 of Alabama's top 4 hotels and resorts are part of the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail Resort Collection. The Grand Hotel Marriott Resort in Point Clear, the Battle House Renaissance Mobile Hotel and Spa, and the Renaissance Birmingham Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa. Hey, we didn't invent Southern hospitality, we just offer more of it. Visit rtjgolf.com/resorts to find out more.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. Red tide has been reported in numerous beaches all over Sarasota and Charlotte counties. How it's starting to affect fish much larger than the ones that usually fall victim to the algae bloom. Now let's get a check on our first alert weather forecast with Bob.
Good afternoon, everyone. Now we have some rain finally west of the interstate. Unfortunately, this is going to be a trend too, I think. We start today and then we really continue on Friday. A lot of folks in town for the 4th of July festivities and the boat races, and it looks like we may have to dodge a few showers and storms. It doesn't appear that it's going to be an all-day kind of rain event, but high pressure is weakening as a result of this trough, which is kind of bumping it around right now. Some heavy showers have developed west of I-75. You can see that rain heavy now near downtown Sarasota, Siesta Key. Also some heavy rainfall in Northport. Now Venice getting some showers. We'll have much more on all this coming up today at 5. See you then.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC 7 News app.
Everything all right? Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Hunger is a growing problem in our area, and a huge number of Suncoast residents are suffering in silence.
It could be your coworker,
your child's classmate,
or your friend fighting to secure their next meal. But you can help.
ABC 7 is partnering with local organizations to help feed the Suncoast.
Go to mysuncoast.com/hunger to join the fight. Help us.
Help the hungry.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jaffe Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Coming up Friday at 4 on Suncoast View, we're celebrating 30 years of comedy on the Suncoast. Les and Pam McCurdy join us to celebrate the 30th anniversary of McCurdy's Comedy Theater. We're going to hear some great backstage stories from their most memorable headliners throughout the years. And we'll toast the anniversary with Michael Clauber and sample some Bordeaux wine. Plus, Brio Tuscan Grill joins us in the kitchen.
Welcome back. We're in the kitchen with Chef Sheila from Social. I had to say that really fast.
That is a
Chef
tongue
Sheila
twister.
from Social.
That is hard. Well, all right, what are we
6 times.
making?
We're going to make prosciutto wrapped scallops with a mango chutney glaze.
Yum, let's get started.
All right, well, first you can either buy mango chutney or we like to make stuff ourselves.
Of
so
course.
I brought the 9 simple ingredients used to
9
make
simple
mango.
ingredients.
All right,
Linda, are you dumping?
Okay,
She's
dump.
in charge of dumping.
Okay, this is mango, right?
Mango, yep.
3
2 cups
cups.
of mango, yep. 3 cups of mango.
Go, mango, go.
There
Okay,
you go.
what's next?
Good enough.
Onions.
Red onions.
Red onions, chopped red onions. And then we have
golden raisins.
Golden
Ooh, yum.
raisins. Oh, this is going to be good.
Yep, and then garlic and ginger.
That's a lot of garlic. How much garlic?
About 3 tablespoons.
3 tablespoons. Queen Elizabeth would not like that. Okay, she
And
doesn't eat
ginger.
garlic. Ginger.
Same amount, 3 tablespoons.
Ginger is very healthy, I think.
There we go, all comes out. Then we got brown sugar.
Brown sugar coming in. Does
I
it
use-
matter the order of the ingredients?
It does not because it's all basically going in the pot. We're cooking it at one time. So
Okay,
then
the
we
red
have
pepper then.
a little crushed
Ooh.
red pepper for a little zip.
A little salt?
A little bit of kosher salt.
How much? That was a
A
tablespoon?
couple
teaspoon?
teaspoons. A couple
Okay.
teaspoons and then a little bit of white vinegar.
All of it?
All of it.
It's a lot too,
So
chutney.
basically,
Yeah. Gosh.
But once that's in there, you just kind of stir it up. You're going to let it cook for about 30, 40 minutes. Just
Okay.
kind of simmer it gently.
Perfect.
And that works nicely. And then we're going to jump the gun a little bit.
Okay.
In order to save a little bit of time, we're going to put it all in the blender. And then
Okay.
you get to operate the
Oh,
blender.
boy.
Ooh.
So you said that would have cooked for about 40 minutes?
About
40
30
minutes.
to 40 minutes until everything's basically pretty soft.
I was going to say, is that
Don't
just to
forget
soften
the
it
lid.
up?
I know.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
just to
Yeah.
soften it up and get the flavors to blend a little bit. Ready? There we go.
Look at you.
Look at you. You're making chutney. Just turn it off again. I knew that. There you go. So we're going to take that out of the way.
I have such an
And-
appreciation for what goes into it
I
now.
know,
No,
right?
really.
But it's fairly simple. You think it's hard, you think it's complicated, then you like do a little research and find out that it's not that bad at all. We've gone ahead and put some into this container.
Okay. So we jumped way ahead.
We jumped a little bit ahead and it turns into this.
Oh.
So then basically you have a hot pan, a little bit of oil.
All right, now tricks to scallops. I know keeping them dry is important. What else is
Keeping them
important?
dry is important. We prefer actually to wrap the prosciutto if we can pre-prep them a day ahead of time with the prosciutto so then the salt sort of reacts and it gets a nice crispness when we go ahead and fry
that's
it.
a good idea.
So then we have our pan. Go ahead.
I mean, I know scallops are very simple to cook, so this is definitely, this part we could replicate at home.
Exactly.
I've never tried scallops, so this would be a first for me. Yeah.
There we go. So just a hot pan. You're going to let them cook for a couple minutes. So we get that all out of the way.
And is this something that's on Starter's menu?
This is
Or-
on one of our share plates. So you
Okay.
get
That's
3 to
nice.
4 scallops, and then again, but if you're a party of 4 or 5 or 6, you can always order a couple extras so that
Okay.
everybody gets a chance
I
to
like
try
the way
one.
you think.
So, yeah. And you can
How long
see
do
we're
we
getting a
have to
little bit
cook
of Cook them about a minute or so per side, probably, as long as your pan is nice and hot, so that way you get a nice crispness. This is what you're looking for. The whole point of the prosciutto is to get the salty and the crisp texture.
Okay, well, you've tempted us with some other wonderful things here, so let's take a minute and talk. I'm trying to keep my fingers out of kicking.
There you go.
Because it looks great. What, is that a salad?
That is our French-inspired niçoise salad. So it's fresh ahi tuna, seared, with Kalamata olives, hard-boiled egg, French green beans, little mixed greens, and a Dijon vinaigrette to finish it off. So it's a salad, but it can also be a meal.
It certainly can. It looks wonderful. And then charcuterie part of social?
Charcuterie is always part of social. Because again, breaking bread together, everybody gets to nibble and share a plate that's in the middle of everything.
Okay, I love that concept. And then are you highlighting one of your tacos?
Yes, we have our mole pork tacos. Again, we make the mole and everything ourselves. We slow cook the pork. We have a charred corn salsa with it and adobo cream. Again, you get 3 tacos, but if there's more people, get more tacos.
Have a little more. I love the expansive flavors here. You can really see that global fusion has become part of the menu.
Yes, so like our theory is, everybody eats together. We all break bread together. So, you know, Florida is a melting pot of diversity. So let's celebrate that.
That's what social means then.
Exactly.
Breaking bread together.
Its very essence. So.
All right. Well, as Sheila finishes up with the prosciutto and the scallops, I will show you what the finished product ends up looking like, and it looks absolutely amazing.
We go. And then we add a little bit of this.
Oh, good. We worked hard on that. We got to use it.
Yes.
All right. Absolutely gorgeous. So, Sheila, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Of course, check out social. They've got a great Sunday brunch and a full menu. And, oh, I'm sad. Is this a goodbye to Veronica? Best wishes. Come back and see us. We love having you here.
Oh, thank you.
Take some time. Enjoy the Suncoast view.